Hello everyone, this is Marcos again, and today I'm gonna share the third dream that I had about India and Pakistan civil war that's coming. And this one is entitled, uh, it's entitled Third Dream About India or something like that. And then the title, the dream is about a couple things. About first, about an explosion or an attack in Kabul that I saw. I saw it. This was the night before the two explosions in Kabul airport, and also it was a confirmation uh, about the previous dream about the two Indian women and the word that God gave me for India. Okay, so on August 26, 2021, I had another dream in which the Lord confirmed to me the dream of the previous day about the two Indian women. In the start of the dream, I was looking at a massive explosion behind a tall apartment building. I immediately knew that I was in Kabul, Afghanistan, and that this was some kind of military attack on the citizens. The explosion was in slow motion. It's hard to explain how intense and powerful the explosion was because I could feel and see its power and strength. The shock wave was so intense that somehow, and I don't know how, but somehow the shock waves bent the atmosphere, that is, like the sky itself. And the explosion I saw had shock waves inside of other shock waves, and there were pieces of shrapnel slowly coming out of the explosion and inflicting damage everywhere. And when I saw it at first, I thought it had been like a nuclear bomb because it was so big. But then I realized that I was kind of puzzled because I didn't see any, I didn't see the mushroom cloud, or I didn't see any nuclear fallout or mushroom cloud, so I understood that the explosion was very, very big. Like, I compared it to the Beirut explosion last year, uh, on August. But it was not nuclear, but it was very intense. And and then okay, then after I saw that, still in the dream, I was shown a cell phone screen where I saw a news report from BBC News in Farsi, so in the language of Iran or Afghanistan, if it had been a Dari or Afghan Farsi. But I saw a report on in the dream. I saw a report of BBC Farsi where they were saying that the perpetrators were Taliban. That's what the BBC was saying in the dream. And as they showed the picture of the explosion and like the footage, I saw the headlines in Farsi or Persian language. And then they showed the images of the alleged perpetrators, and I saw the faces of three Afghan men with beards and bazookas, and they were posing for a picture. Then at the end of this part of the dream, I wasn't exactly sure if the real perpetrators were, if what the news had said was actually real, or because I also thought that maybe it could have been a, some kind of retaliation from the U.S. because it looks like, maybe it didn't look like a suicide bombing. It looked more like a bomb thrown from a plane because it was so big that that could not have been in, a suicide bombing. But in the end, I wasn't exactly sure what it was. I was simply shown that, but of course, I'm always skeptical about the news. But that was what I saw. I saw like a news report, and supposedly the Taliban were the ones that did that. Then the dream shifted, and there was a lot of commotion and nonsense stuff happening in the dream. And I understand that when these things happen, it means that the devil or the enemy is trying to shift the how you say like shift the main theme from the dream and trying to distract me so that I don't get the message that God wants me to have, right? Or that I don't understand what God is trying to tell me. But along that whole nonsense distraction, the Lord took me and I found myself like I don't know why, but I was in the same place, like physical or maybe spiritual place. So God took me to the same place where He told me the message for the two Indian women, and I saw the same picture of the Indian flag waving on a pole behind two Indian women, and I was in the big storage facility that I talked about in the last dream. And then I immediately knew that this was God's confirmation that the previous dream was from Him. And yeah, so all the glory be to God the Father, who is the one that gives revelations to us, His church, to prepare us for the end times and to warn others about coming events. Okay, so thanks for listening, and that was the dream that I had the day after. That was on August 26, 2021. Okay, so this was the third dream that I had of India. It was about Taliban, the explosion in Kabul, but also about the more confirmation about India and Pakistan and what's gonna happen there. And then I'm gonna share the another dream that I haven't written it yet, in because I usually do like a transcript so that I don't get lost in my thoughts. But I had the other one on maybe on September. No, maybe it was August 30, I believe. And so yeah, the fourth dream that I'm gonna share later is also about India and Pakistan and about an invasion that's gonna happen from Pakistan to Indian cities. Okay, so thanks for listening and God bless.